Well, hello again, real worlders. Okay, is America being set up to go to war? So let's explore. Okay, so I found this kind of interesting. So I found this article at the Daily Mail, and there was an interview with Senator Lindsey Graham, and he said something kind of disturbing to me. So here it goes. So it says it's time for the terror state to pay a price. Senator Lindsey Graham calls for America to and Israel to bomb Iranian oil fields if U.S. hostages are killed by Hamas, and blasts Iran for building up the terror group. So, so everybody knows that, Iran is basically sponsors terrorism, right? And they sponsor Hamas and they hate America. They say death to America, death to Israel. And they basically believe that, you know, Israel is like the little devil and America is the big devil. So first they want to eradicate Israel and the Jews, and then once they're done with them, then they're going to come after us, right? So that's their plan, and they've been saying that out loud for years. There's no denying that. So now I'm not saying anything bad about the Iranian people. It's more about the regime and the extremists, right? Like Hamas and all the extreme people that are basically in charge. So, in Tuesday night's appearance on CNN, Senator Lindsey Graham squarely placed the ultimate blame on the horrifying Hamas terror attacks against Israel shoulders of Iran. Said it was time to make the regime pay for its actions. Okay. In an interview with Abby Phillip, the Republican senator dismissed the line coming from Joe Biden's national security team that Iran was broadly involved in the Hamas attacks, but there's no evidence that they helped plan them. So, I think that's such BS. They said there's no evidence. They're all in cahoots, right? They literally just found evidence the other day that they were having like weekly or talks, basically, with these terrorist groups, and and our intelligence agencies are either, they either take a blind eye to it, or they just don't want to even look, or they're just totally incompetent. And you have, and what I believe is this is very scary times, right? So you have the the invasion of Ukraine, what with Russia, right? So right now we're spending billions and billions of dollars, sending it over to Ukraine. We're using up all of our military assets, like ammo, specialty weapons, all that stuff. So our inventory is going down, 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 and now I believe that Hamas and maybe Iran want to bait us into a war, right? And what's better than a holy war, right? Because a holy war is, hits the nerve, right? And that gets us all riled up. Just like they did with Ukraine, right? They, plastered on the news. Once media kind of gets on board and they say, "Oh, we must support Ukraine," and then everybody has Ukraine flags, they're running around, and then we send them billions of dollars, and they're doing the same thing now with Israel, which Israel is a different situation, because I was telling a friend the other day that I think the biggest difference between Russia and Ukraine and Hamas and Israel is when Russia is invading Ukraine, they have nothing against the Ukrainian people, right? They just want the land back. You know what I mean? They want their people back because they want to make a whole mother Russia. That's their whole plan, is to create a new world order, I guess, with with Russia being stronger, and of course, they don't want Ukraine being a part of NATO, because then once Ukraine's a part of NATO, then if they set one foot into Ukraine, then that's active World War III, right? So they don't want that. So they want to be able to take over Ukraine, so that way that doesn't happen. So Now, but as far as Russia and Ukraine go, I truly believe that that Putin's actually being. I'm actually surprised he's not being more aggressive. But it's now. Don't get me wrong. He's killed many people and done horrible things. But but I actually think he's being reserved because he does care about these people and he just wants the land back. And now as far as Hamas and Israel, it's kind of in a way it's kind of the same thing. They want they think Hamas believes that the Palestinians believe that they originally are the owners of Israel and the Holy Land, and and they want that back, right? But the difference is that they hate Jews, right? And they literally want to eradicate them from the face of the earth. Where Russia doesn't want to eradicate all the Ukrainians, right? Because they basically consider them part of Russia, and but Hamas, they don't care. They're just going in, chopping off heads, and they literally want to eradicate Jews and eventually come after you and me in the U.S. So allegedly, and so it's kind of interesting. I think it's kind of a trap personally. So if you think about it, if you're in cahoots with, Iran is very cozy with China and Russia, right? Because right now Iran is making billions of dollars selling all their oil to China, so they're very cozy. And what better way to distract the U.S. is to start wars, right? And what better war than a holy war, right? And because China wants to take over Taiwan. And so if we're stuck in two wars already, Taiwan would be the trifecta, right? And so I would totally expect to see China go into Taiwan here probably very soon. I think what they're hoping for is us to go all in with this Israeli conflict. I think if we start, bombing Iran and causing a war with Iran. Now, Iran is huge, right? They are. That's one big reason why we've never picked a fight with Iran is because Iran would be a total nightmare. It would make, I think, Afghanistan and Iraq look like a playground. You know what I mean? I think Iran would be a very tough place to fight. It is very massive. They have a lot of money at their disposal because of their oil. Now, we can cut off that oil at any time. Right now, we're allowing them to make money off their oil. I want to say since the Trump administration, they were basically making about $7 billion a year off their oil. Now it's about 6 times that. It's about I want to say about 63 times or $63 billion a year off of oil, which is all going to terrorism, right? And what better way? And then the cherry on top was the $6 billion that was released to them. Now, I know everybody says that, they don't actually have the money yet, but, it's a good faith payment, right? And, what better way to signal the flag to start a war than give you $6 billion, and have it in the wings. So that basically means that, America's kind of soft. I believe we lost our edge over the years. I think we need to be a lot tougher. And Lindsey Graham is basically talking a big talk. I have very little faith in Lindsey Graham. I think he's basically lost all respect from me personally because he tends to say one thing and then do another, and then he runs the other way when things get tough. And so that's why I don't personally like him. Because he talks a big game and he's a big warmonger, right? And so he loves war. Because war, there's actually a theory out there that wars are basically a big money laundering scheme. So if you send billions of dollars to Ukraine and everything, there's no accountability for that, none. And so eventually, all that stuff goes through the hands of all these big dogs, and and that money gets funneled back into political donations and all this other stuff. So it's very shady. I think war is bad. I think we should lead by strength. You know what I mean? I think we should go back to the way it was, where we talked a big game and meant it, and people were scared of that. And but now it's all appeasement politics, and yeah. So what do you guys think? Do you think we're headed to World War III, or being baited into this situation? Because I believe that if we start bombing Iran, that's going to open up a whole can of worms. I know maybe Lindsey Graham is using this as a strategy. Maybe he's bluffing. I don't know, just to get back our hostages, because supposedly they do have American hostages over there, which is terrible. I was told that I guess Biden sent over a SEAL team 6 or something like that, but then I was told they're on standby. So I don't know. They sent them over there, but yet they're not doing anything. I don't know. I find that hard to believe, but so it'd be interesting. So I think we should definitely support Israel, but on the other hand, keep a cautious eye on that, because I think we're being baited. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Make sure to like, subscribe. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough